you think that conferences are a cash grab, you may be right. However, I think the people who believe that don't go to those conferences with intent or have never been to a conference. I think, first of all, if they've never been to a conference, you don't have an opinion. But if you've been to a conference and you think it's a waste of time, I think that you can get 2 to 5 really significant little nuggets that can actually really move the needle, change your business, change your mentality, give you a tool, a process, something that can make your roofing business make more money and give you more free time. I believe that's true at almost every single conference, especially the ones that we're listing right now. You can benefit your life and your business.
How do you go about finding those nuggets? How do you approach conferences to find those?
All right, so we mentioned this last year at the Roofing Process Conference when we filmed it. Here's a quick tip. Go to the vendor area when it's not the vendor time. Like if you can break out of like a main stage speaker that you may not be connecting with, just leave the room really quick and go to the vendor area. And before you even go to the conference, have a list of things that you think you may, like, write them down. I have these little black notebooks that I write all these like problems I have in my business. I want to find solutions. And maybe I will find them at the conference or maybe not. But I go to the vendor section outside of those times so I can have meaningful conversations with the people who are at those booths. That's one thing. Number 2, you're not really going to know what you don't know with the main stage speakers. There may just be something inspirational, but at least write notes. I know no one this is our school, people. Like, there's no school to be a roofing business owner. This is how you should treat it. I was a bad student in traditional school, so I'm like, if I'm going to own a business like this, I want to use these times as like educational things that I actually write down things and actually sign up for demos. If there's some sort of like a discovery call for something, it doesn't have to be software. It can be anything. It can be like a sales training thing. Just write those things down that are meaningful to you and actually do the thing. So another trick that I do, because I don't like to go out in the evenings late, I'll come back to the room before dinner or after dinner, and I will take my little goodie bag and I'll dump it all out with all the cards that I got from vendors. And then I'll sign up for those appointments. So if they're like scheduling demos for X, Y, or Z, if I'm going to test 3 CRMs, I'm going to schedule demos that day because you're just not going to remember everything that you see. It's too much stuff. It's like drinking out of a fire hydrant. So if you go every night and you schedule the demos for the following week, you have those things scheduled on your calendar, and then you're going to actually do the things. Like, you may not sign up with everybody, but at least you're going to say, okay, I'm at this conference. I think this could be helpful. I'm scheduling this demo. I'm going to do this demo next week. And be reasonable. Don't do it on Monday. Do it like on Tuesday, Wednesday. So, because you're going to put out fires on Monday. So those are just some of the things that I have done in the past that have actually made a really big impact. Getting swag is great. Saying hey to industry leaders is fine. Super inspirational speakers I still follow to this day that have actually made an impact for my business. That's true. Does it actually make a difference in your business? I think those 2 things is going to the vendor time when it's not the main time, and then signing up for whatever discovery meeting they have every night. If it's a 2-night, 3-night thing, just don't come home and do it, because don't drive home, fly home. It's not going to happen. You're just not going to do it. Or you're not going to sign up for all of them because life will get in the way and you just won't do it. So take the time as you go to these conferences to really be intentional. Write it down, take notes, get the business cards of things. It could be apparel, things you just want to have better apparel. It could be equipment that you want to buy, anything. Just, you have to be intentional and find out actual solutions to the problems you may have.